Ha! The movie opens with an older Isaac staring intently at an air vent, lost in thought. A flashback pulls us into his past. A much younger Isaac walks through the sterile halls of a hospital, holding the hand of his stepmother, Laura. They're on their way to visit his father, James, who lies in a coma, about to be taken off life support. The scene shifts to the drive back home. Laura and Isaac sit silently in the car, the weight of loss settling between them. When they arrive, Laura gently offers to fix Isaac something to eat. He shakes his head and quietly retreats to his room. While Isaac escapes into a handheld gaming device, a gift from his dad, Laura sits alone in the living room, watching old home videos of James. Laughter and memories flicker across the screen as she replays moments from their life together. Upstairs, Isaac's bedroom walls are covered in eerie, hand-drawn sketches of strange, shadowy creatures. Later, a lawyer arrived to go over James's will. Everything has been left to Laura, with one specific request: that he be buried next to his first wife, Suzanne, in the garden. A Social Security caseworker meets with Laura, explaining the situation. Isaac has no remaining family. His biological parents were both only children. If Laura chooses not to become his legal guardian, the boy will be placed in foster care or sent to a state facility. Laura's voice trembles as she speaks with her mother over the phone. Her mother's words are firm. Take the money and put Isaac in foster care. It's the only way forward, she insists. But Laura can't bring herself to consider it. The idea gnaws at her. Abandoning her son now, after everything, feels like betrayal. The next day, a family friend named Robert drops by. Over coffee, he gently asks how Isaac is coping. Laura sighs, eyes distant. He doesn't talk to me anymore. I think he blames me for everything. Robert leans forward, reassuring her. He's hurting, but he doesn't hate you. Kids grieve in their own ways. Just don't give up on him. Before he leaves, Robert finds Isaac in the backyard and tells him plainly, "If you ever need someone to talk to, I'm here. I mean that." Isaac doesn't respond, but something in his eyes shifts, just slightly. That evening, Laura walks into Isaac's room. He sits cross-legged on the floor, staring at an old photo of his father. The silence between them is heavy. Was Dad really gone before they turned off the machines? Isaac asks without looking up. Laura kneels beside him. His body was alive, but his mind wasn't. The doctor said he wasn't coming back. But how did they know? Isaac asks sharply. What if they were wrong? Her breath catches. Tears fill her eyes. I don't know, she whispers, and leaves the room, her shoulders shaking. Alone in the kitchen, Laura pours a drink. One turns into several. She falls asleep on the couch, the glass still in her hand. In her dreams, a shadowy figure stands just inside the doorway, watching, unmoving. Sometime deep into the night, a strange light cuts across the darkened sky, flickering just outside their house. It's silent, eerie, like a ripple through the air itself. The next morning, Isaac wakes Laura in a panic. Thick, black smoke is rising from the forest behind their home. Something has crashed. The moment Isaac steps outside to check out the smoke, Laura calls out sharply, "Isaac, get back in here." Her voice is filled with panic. He hesitates but listens, jogging back inside. Laura quickly dials 911 and reports the strange smoke near the woods. When the fire department arrives, they search the area but find nothing unusual. One of the firefighters tells her, "There's no fire out there, ma'am, but if anything changes, don't hesitate to call again." Laura nods, still uneasy. That night, Laura drinks again to calm her nerves. As she dozes off, strange dreams return. Flashing lights outside, a chill in the air. In the dream, she walks into the woods and sees a wrecked car. Then, a voice calls her name. She turns and sees James. His face is twisted, not how she remembered him. She gasps, frozen in place. The next morning, it's James's funeral. Family and friends gather to say goodbye. As the casket is lowered, Isaac notices small worms crawling through the dirt. He doesn't say anything, just stares. Later that day, visitors come by the house to offer their condolences. Laura tries to stay composed, but as night falls, her grief overwhelms her. She turns up loud music and starts drinking again. Eventually, she passes out on the living room floor. The loud music wakes Isaac. He walks out of his room and finds Laura unconscious. He shakes her, trying to wake her up, but she doesn't respond. Then, their dog Bella starts barking. Loud, and angry. The barking finally rouses Laura. She groggily turns off the music and looks around. Bella is growling at something under the table. Laura freezes. A small creature, fast and shadowy, suddenly bolts from under the table. Bella chases it. Laura grabs a kitchen knife and follows the noise with Isaac close behind. A loud crash echoes from Isaac's room. They rush in and find the window shattered. The creature is gone. After sealing the broken window, Laura turns to Isaac and says softly, "If you need anything, just call me, okay?" He nods, but instead of going to his room, he follows her down the hallway. "I don't want to be alone," he admits. "I'm scared." Laura pulls back her blankets and gestures for him to climb in. "You can sleep in here tonight," she says, trying to sound calm. She places the kitchen knife in her bedside drawer and turns off the light. Isaac clings to her tightly as he drifts off to sleep. That night, Isaac dreams again. The creature appears, but this time it shifts into a tall, dark humanoid figure. It whispers his name over and over until he jerks awake, heart pounding. The next morning, Robert stops by the house. Laura tells him about the break-in and the strange creature. Robert frowns and suggests, "You and Isaac should come stay with me for a while, just until things calm down." Laura shakes her head. "I appreciate it, but we'll be okay here." Later, as she's straightening up, Laura notices something odd. Her bedside drawer is open. The knife is gone. She searches the whole house, but neither turns up. At dinner, Robert brings it up gently. "Isaac, the thing you saw the other night, what did it look like?" Isaac sets down his fork. "It was really thin and black, like it was made out of smoke." Robert and Laura exchange a quiet glance, but say nothing more. That night, Isaac wakes to a cold presence in the room. He opens his eyes, and the creature is standing on the bed, looming over him. But it doesn't look like a monster anymore. It looks like his dad. "I need you to come to the forest. I'm waiting." Isaac's mouth goes dry. Before he can speak, the figure vanishes into the dark. The next morning, Laura stirs awake to the soft click of a door, closing. She sits up quickly and glances around. Isaac's not in the room. From the window, she sees him walking across the backyard, headed straight for the woods. Heart racing, Laura runs outside. Meanwhile, Isaac moves through the trees, following the whispers in his head. He pushes past some bushes and freezes. There, just ahead, is a face. It looks like his father, pale, watching. Isaac steps closer. Suddenly, Bella comes crashing through the brush, growling furiously. She lunges at the figure. "No! Stop, Bella!" He grabs her collar, trying to pull her back as she snarls and snaps. That's when Laura bursts through the trees. "Isaac!" she yells, rushing to his side. He looks up at her, confused and shaken. "It was him. I thought it was Dad." Laura pulls him close, staring at the thing Bella attacked, but there's nothing there anymore. Concerned after the recent events, Laura contacts Mary, a local therapist. During their session, Mary gently asks Isaac to share what he experienced. Isaac speaks quietly. "He told me I was special, and that no one should know he's here." Mary nods calmly. "What do you mean by different?" Isaac thinks for a moment, then says, "He didn't look like himself. His face was Dad's, but his body wasn't right. It had 4 arms." Mary encourages him to draw what he saw. Isaac picks up a pencil and sketches a figure with his father's face, but a strange alien body. He says he's still out there. Isaac tells her, pointing to the forest, "He's waiting for me." Afterward, Mary speaks privately with Laura. This could be Isaac's way of working through grief, letting him express these thoughts, drawing, talking. It's important. Maybe even visiting the forest together could help him feel safe. That evening, Laura sits beside Isaac. "How about we go into the forest together? Just to see, nothing else." Isaac nods. The next day, Laura, Isaac, and Bella walk deep into the woods. After some time, Isaac suddenly shouts, "There it is," and sprints ahead. He stops in front of a strange structure, something that looks like a small weathered building. "Dad built this," he says, running toward the door. "Isaac, wait!" Laura calls, grabbing his arm before he can go inside. Isaac yells, struggling to break free. In his panic, he swings and accidentally hits. Laura pulls him back and hugs him tightly until he calms down. She leads him away from the building. That evening, Laura calls Robert and explains what happened. "I need help, please. Come stay for a few days. Bring a camera." Robert arrives the next morning to find Laura passed out on the couch, an empty bottle nearby. He gently wakes her. They sit in the kitchen, talking in hushed tones. "I'm scared," Laura admits. "What if Isaac keeps getting worse? What if I can't handle it?" Robert places a hand on her shoulder. "You're not alone. I'm here. And if it ever gets too much, I'll take care of him, okay?" That night, Laura sets up the camera Robert brought in Isaac's room, just to be safe. Later, as she watches the monitor, she hears strange sounds. Soft footsteps coming from the roof. Suddenly, Bella leaps up and bolts out the door. Laura follows from behind as Bella races through the woods, but this time, something is waiting. From the shadows, a second Bella steps out, identical in every way. The real Bella then lunges. The two dogs crash into each other, fighting. In the early morning hours, Robert steps outside to look for Bella while Laura sits inside, worried and distracted by the missing knight. She checks the security camera and realizes Isaac isn't in his bed. Robert calls her name. She rushes outside and finds him standing over Bella's lifeless body. As Laura turns, she notices Isaac watching from the house, silent and still. They take Bella straight to the vet. The vet examines her and delivers a chilling conclusion. The cuts on Bella's body don't look like the work of another animal. It seems someone, or something, stabbed her. Laura and Robert decide to bury Bella next to James's grave. But when they arrive, they find James's grave vandalized, the soil disturbed and the marker broken. After burying Bella quietly nearby, they return home, heavy with grief. Later, Isaac is playing video games when strange noises come from his air vent. Curious, he looks inside and freezes. There's Bella, or what looks like her, lying there. But as he watches, the face changes, morphing into James's. The figure speaks softly, calling Isaac by name. Isaac begs the apparition to come back home. Watching from the monitor, Laura and Robert see the face too. They rush to Isaac's room, but by the time they get there, the face has vanished. The therapist visits again. Laura tells her she saw the face too. The therapist suggests that both Laura and Isaac might be sharing this struggle, that their grief and fear are connecting in a painful way. Laura, overwhelmed and exhausted, breaks down, tears mixing with the alcohol still in her system. Robert tries to comfort her, but Laura, drunk and desperate, pushes him away before breaking down again. Meanwhile, Isaac slips out of the house and makes his way to the strange building in the woods. There he talks quietly to the entity he believes is his father. "I'll bring them here," he says, "so they can see." The next morning, Laura confides in Robert. "I can't do this anymore," she admits. "Please, take care of Isaac for me." Robert nods, understanding the weight of her words. Later, Robert and Isaac head out on a walk. Isaac leads him deep into the forest, to the mysterious structure. Robert looks at the strange building and asks Isaac, "Have you ever gone inside?" Isaac shakes his head. "No, but wait here. I want to check if Dad's in there." Robert hesitates, but stays outside. While they wait, Robert tries to start a conversation. "Relax. Isaac, if things get too hard, would you want to live with me for a while?" Isaac shakes his head firmly. "No." Back at the house, Laura is searching through James's office. She finds blueprints for the building in the forest, the very same structure they had just visited. Back outside, Robert looks serious, sad. "Isaac, your dad is gone. He passed away. We should leave." Isaac's eyes harden. "No. He's still here. He's alive." Suddenly, a strange noise comes from inside the building. Robert pulls out his flashlight and shines it inside. His blood runs cold. There, in the shadows, is a creature with James's face. Without hesitation, Robert turns and runs. The next morning, Laura races to the hospital and finds Robert badly hurt and in critical condition. When she returns home, she demands to know what happened. Isaac says calmly, "He just fell while running and hit his head." Laura doesn't believe him. Annoyed, "You're lying." Isaac snaps back. Angry, "No, you're the one lying. I saw you kiss him." Laura's voice shakes with anger and pain. "I'm leaving tomorrow. And when I'm gone, Child Protection Services will come for you." Late at night, Laura suddenly wakes up, feeling something brush against her. She rushes down the hall to Isaac's room. Isaac's eyes snap open, wide with fear. Standing over him is the creature, its real, terrifying form revealed in the dark. Laura stumbles in, blood dripping from a deep cut on her head. But she doesn't hesitate. She falls beside Isaac, who clutches a knife tightly. The creature reaches out, silently beckoning Isaac to come closer. Seeing the danger, Laura summons every ounce of strength she has. She grabs the knife from Isaac's hands and lunges at the creature, stabbing it again and again. Finally, drained and trembling, she collapses to the floor. Isaac calls her name, his voice shaking. Years later, an older Isaac stands quietly by the air vent in his room, lost in thought. He steps outside and walks through the woods to visit the graves of his parents and the strange old building. Inside the dusty structure, his flashlight beam lands on something unexpected, a worn photograph of himself with his father. As he studies the photo, he accidentally steps on something hard. He shines his light down and freezes. It's a skeleton, twisted and broken. The bones belong to the creature. Isaac's breath catches as he pockets the photo and leaves the building. Back at home, he enters a room where Laura is sitting. She looks up and asks gently, "What's wrong, Isaac?"